Okay, so I set out to look for a good butane micro torch. If you've seen my video on cutting out the side of the heater box on the Camaro to replace the blend air door, I ended up just buying the little micro torch from Harbor Freight, and it's served me well. I mean, this is it. It was inexpensive. It works. But it just doesn't seem like it's going to be a long-lasting tool. I had to break the little safety deal off right there so that I could actually push the button. Otherwise, you had to push it down each time that you went to push the button. I mean, do they really think you're going to accidentally hit that and strike it? I don't know. But anyway, I got to looking, came across this on Amazon. It was highly rated. We're going to open it up. We're going to put butane in it. We're going to see how it works. But the nice thing about this, it comes with multiple tips. So if you don't want a flame, you've got just a little blower tip. It's just going to blow hot air. That's just the catalyst that gets hot. It's got a hot knife, soldering tip, diagonal tip, a chisel tip, and what they call a deflector for like heat shrink, and then it comes with a couple of wrenches. But another thing that I liked about this one is it actually comes with its own case. So it's all, it's all contained in its own case, and that, to me, that means a lot. I like things that come with a case. That way you can throw it in your toolbox. This one here, I've just got it thrown in a cardboard box. But now this Lexivon is how you pronounce that. Never heard of them. 2-year warranty. Like I say, it was highly rated. So I don't know. We're gonna put some butane in it. We're gonna see what it does. Now the nice thing I did like about it also is that, so on the Harbor Freight one, this base is permanently attached to the torch, which isn't that big of a deal, but it does kind of get in your way sometimes whenever you're trying to get into an area. I mean, it's supposed to be a micro torch, so it's supposed to be a small flame, small tool to get into places. Now, this particular one does have an aluminum body with a rubber, nicely textured rubber grip on it. It is made in Taiwan, not China. So, you got your settings there. I'm assuming this right here is its safety deal to be able to strike it. And I'll probably end up having to glue that over into that position there to where it never resets itself. I can't stand this lawyered up tools. You need a handy tool, and because of filthy lawyers, nothing's handy anymore. So anyway, let's take a look at this. So you do have a base, and this is going to be able to press in. It does fit tight, so if you want to set it up like that, you can. Now, to me, the way I use this, the only time I want the flame lit is whenever I'm using it at that particular time. When I set it down, the flame can go out, because as soon as you strike it, it comes back on right then. So you should be good to go. So let's take a look at these tips. I mean, the tips are very nicely machined. That's the little hot air tip that just blows heat, so there won't be a flame coming out of this. I'll just throw the tips right there. Now this is what they call the catalyst tip. This is what you're going to screw in so that all these ones right here will thread in, because you don't want a flame coming out on any of these. You just want them to get hot. So what I mean by that is, for instance, soldering tip, you don't want a flame blowing by it. You just want it to get hot. So you're going to screw this right into here. That's what the 2 wrenches are for. The hot knife. And that's what I used the little Harbor Freight one for, was to cut that blend air door out. Now what I did is I took a X-Acto knife and I would heat up the tip of it with the micro torch, and then I would cut however far I could before I had to heat the tip up again. And it works good, but it'd be nice if it you know, if it would stay hot continuously. So if you was out and about, you know, like in a mobile situation, you know, you'd have soldering tips, a little hot knife if you needed it. Here's the little, what I call the heat shrink, you know, tip. And the way this is going to work is it's just going to slide right on here. And then whenever, you know, it's blowing the hot air out, you've got your wire in here heating up your heat shrink. Does have a little sponge. Once you get this sponge wet, it will expand and fill this little bowl up, and that's to clean off your soldering tips. So, with all that said, let's throw some butane in this thing. And I'm just using the Ronson butane fuel. There it is. You can actually feel the difference in weight. So, to get this thing lit off, you got to push this over. It will lock open by itself. And until it purges the air out of it, it may not strike the first time. So let's do this a couple times. Actually, well, here, I'll hold it down. Now let's see how it does. There we go. Hopefully you can see that. Let's have a lock. Fully adjustable. Okay, let's shut this thing off. Because to change these tips, see how hot that is. It's not too hot right now. We're going to put the little catalyst tip in it. So that just falls down in there like that. And this is going to screw on. Now whenever you screw this on, you want to make sure that that you're not blocking the air holes. And let's see here. I guess we could try just the hot. Well, let's strike it without anything in there just to make sure that there's no flame coming out. Oh, okay. With that in there, you don't even hear it light off, but it's actually lit. Well, you can probably see that right there. Glowing nice and cherry red. So if you needed a dedicated small heat for like heat shrink or, you know, warming something up, there you go. But there's no flame coming out of it. Pretty nice. So try not to touch that. And of course the way this would work is you'd just stick it on there just like that. In fact, let's give that a try. I've got some heat shrink down here. So I've got the lock. I'd say that works really good. Look at that. That's on about medium setting. Flip this thing around. Yep, I think I'm going to like this. Without a doubt. Takes your regular butane and it feels it actually feels solid. It feels good. Like I say, you know, if you're like me, I'm going to take a little drop of super glue. I'm going to super glue this to where it's always in that position right there where it never resets, like that. And that way, let's see, if I hold that, yeah, that's definitely what I'm going to do. Anyway, Lexivon micro torch. Another thing I like about this company is you can go to their website and they've got all these individual tips that you can buy individually. You can buy a whole nother tip set. And they also make this same torch in a straight version. Instead of the 90 degree, it's just straight. So very reputable company. And like I say, a very good feeling tool here. So if you want a decent micro torch, then you might consider this Lexivon micro torch. Anyway, I think that's about it. You guys take care and we'll see you.